Ariana's hungry and I'm making her walk around the walls instead, and she's not happy about it.
He doesn't fear for his life, because let me tell you, when I'm hungry, that's trouble right there.
Today we are in the medieval town of Monteriggioni. It's a very small town, basically a village, but as you can see, it has walls surrounding the whole thing. That's what makes it so unique, and that's why I wanted to come here. During the medieval period, Florence and Siena fought each other frequently, and they often fought over this town because of its strategic importance. Fortunately, the walls of this place are still in really good condition, and that is a huge deal for historical enthusiasts like myself. It's kind of crazy how you have such big walls around such a tiny town. So of course, me being me, we had to go see a medieval museum, and I don't know, I thought it was really cool.
It is, it really is. And the best part is like having Jonathan, like he's all about history, and it's actually really impressive how much detail he remembers. So it's great to having him on this type of trips, because we don't need a tour guide. He knows everything, he knows how to explain everything, and it is awesome.
I spent the whole time, I'm like, oh, so this is that, and oh, by the way, this is done that way because of this. Yeah, so anyway, the ticket to the museum included a ticket to walk on the walls of this place. So now we're gonna go walk on the walls, and I'm very excited about that. So apart from just being on top of the medieval walls and the cool factor of that, this also gives you a really good view of Tuscany. So now we are in the medieval town of Siena, just a little bit south of Monteriggioni. We spent a lot more time in Monteriggioni than I planned. I planned only being there for about an hour or two, and we were there for closer to almost 3 or 4 hours. So now the sun is almost down, so we're trying to rush and get there really quick before it gets dark here in Siena, but hopefully we can get there. Siena is a really cool city, like pretty much everywhere else here. It has a really cool history. It used to be one of the major players here in Tuscany during the medieval period, and they fought a lot of wars with the city-state of Florence. So it's a really cool little city, lots of history behind it. I'm excited to check it out. Barely, right before it gets dark, but we made it to the square. This is Il Campo Square. That right there is the Palazzo of Siena. They had a ruling body of 9 members, very similar to Florence's Signoria. In the ground here, you have these lines. There's 9 of them. They all lead to the Palazzo. Each of the lines represent one of the member of the Council of 9, and it all leads to, of course, the Palazzo, where they would make the laws and do government stuff. Siena is actually really neat. It's a little bit, I guess you could say, less flashy than say Florence or some of the other cities, but it feels older. All the buildings, you can definitely tell, are older than most of Florence's buildings. It has less of a modern city feel. It really represents Siena's height of power, which was in the more of the high medieval period, compared to Florence, which was the late medieval period and the Renaissance. But during the high medieval period, Siena was the big player, and most of their buildings in the city were built around that time, and you can really kind of see that. So it really represents the height of their power in an earlier time period compared to some of the other players in Tuscany. Got some dinner with the view. It's a little dark for the camera. Also, my pizza has a raw egg on it, and I'm not really sure how I feel about that.
Oh, take it out.
But other than that, it looks pretty good. But maybe I'll
eat it.
I'll scoop.
Put it right here.
Scoop the egg out.
And then slowly.
Oh,
that's what I was telling you.